Hello, beautiful, amazing Patreon group. I am here with our forecast for this week, August 19th through the 25th. It's going to be an interesting week. I've been using my copal and Palo Santo, different incenses, showered. Um, and I haven't quite done an energy clearing yet on myself, but I did a very potent meditation alone last night under the full moon for like a half hour. So I don't know if that's what's affecting me, but there's definitely some energy that's already like on the rise that feels very tense for me. Like, boom, like I kind of woke up in that feeling of tension, of just like being squeezed a little bit. So that being said, this is definitely going to be an interesting week with challenging transits, oppositions and squares between Venus, who is, our goddess of peace, of beauty, of love, of sensuality, sexuality, with Mercury and I think Saturn. There's like a square or an opposition with Saturn. I will look up the list as I go through, but we'll start with the tarot for today. And I picked this beautiful card. I got the Rose Oracle from my stepmom as actually a gift because my mother's name is Rose and she often, communicates to me from the other side. And so she thought this was really sweet, the Rose Oracle. So I asked my mom for a card for us today, and we got the Whispers of Mother Earth. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It says creativity, ideas, inspiration, artist, writer, channel. So I feel like what she's telling us is that you are a channel of divine source energy. Create. You are here to create. You are here to contribute to the light and the beauty of the earth. So I feel like this is definitely like an expression of our Venus energy that wants to be birthed. And maybe that's part of what this challenging squares and oppositions to Venus has to do with that desire to birth our desires, to birth more beauty and love, generosity, prosperity, like on that collective level. Because I think so many of you have like a big mission to accomplish here. So as do I. I do it through writing, through ritual, through my teachings. Channeling is definitely one of those things. You might be a visual artist, you might be a songwriter, you might be a dancer, amongst many other things. But this is a week of birthing new creative projects or anything that will contribute to the beauty of the world. It's time to birth it, despite those labor pains, right? Despite the challenges getting through the birth canal. So here's what it says. There are creations seated within you, planted before your birth. There are unborn possibilities yearning to be woven and creative solutions waiting to be realized. Songs of the ancient earth humming through you, beckoning to be sung. New consciousness that longs to be written into matter. Surrender to the creations whispering you forth. Perhaps they're calling you to reweave the web of life in some small way, to stitch the soul in a little more. We came bearing keys for each other, and as you share your song, it unlocks something in someone else. Creativity and intuition come from the same sacred place. They can't be reproduced. They occur when we find ourselves flowing with the rest of life. Earth is a planet of creativity, and yet so many of us have forgotten how to truly create. So much of humanity has been raised to consume. We're so focused on more that we've forgotten how to grow sustainably. Our consumption is killing us. Trust the seeds that have been planted within you. Somewhere along the way, we stopped seeing ourselves as artists, creatives, poets, singers. Yet to be human is to be creative. It doesn't matter what the result may be, just carve out time to express your soul through your creativity. The seeds planted within you will show you the way. They have intelligence within them, and all you need to do is tend to them through daily grounded creative action. And the soul inquiry is, what does your soul most yearn to create? That's the question to ask this week. What does your soul most yearn to create? So I'm kind of remembering, I did my Hape last night. I don't know if anybody here knows what Hape is or have done it, but I could post a link. It's a plant medicine. So I did a little bit of Hape to kind of, again, open up more of the channels to clear. It's it activates the pineal. It clears the pineal, as well as like it protects the sinuses. The kind of Hape that I use does have a little bit of ayahuasca in it. So it has a quality of like bringing up any sort of darkness, any sort of inner turmoil that needs to be resolved. So that could be why I'm maybe still integrating from my journey last night. So I'm using my oud, agar's wood, aloes wood, essential oil. So if you have that essential oil or any essential oil, I'm getting like sweet orange and lemon would be a good one to use today to kind of stay in that pleasure space, stay grounded in your joy. So rub your hands together. What does your soul yearn to create? What does your soul yearn to create? And taking that magical energy and really anointing yourself today. Whew. With this full sturgeon moon in the sign of Aquarius. I sent you guys a bathing ritual and some essential oil allies and some tarot cards that you can have on your altar to meditate with this week. Yes. So I had a women's gathering here of about 11 women. So it was really beautiful. And one of the things we did was we did the chant to Sarasvati in the beginning. And I had them do, I don't know, we did it maybe for 3 or 5 minutes. I'm not sure, but I just knew at some point, okay, just stop. And when I stopped, it was like, it totally cleared the energy in the room. So Sarasvati is known as the white goddess. Her name in Sanskrit means she who flows. She is the patron deity of artists, creatives, writers, dancers, also scholars. When there's fragments of your mind or a lot of static going on in the mind, she clears it. So I'm going to post, I'll find a mantra maybe on YouTube, but yeah, I would have it on and follow along. But the main one that we used is Om Aim Sarasvatiye Namaha. And we just repeated that. And you could sing it any way you want. Om Aim Sarasvatiye Namaha. Om Aim Sarasvatiye Namaha. Whatever. You can use any notes. The vocalization of it is definitely going to help. So if anytime this week or today you're feeling a little bit like tense or blocked, chant that for 5 minutes. That's all you need to do. Or put the chant music on and sing along with it if that makes you feel more comfortable. But I feel like vocalizing it definitely will clear the air. So yeah, just saying that a couple of times, I kind of felt like things coming into alignment. So yeah, she's known as the white goddess. She's the goddess of purity. So it will clear your mind. It also clears the auric space and the auric spaces in the room around you. So apparently I'm remembering this to tell you, but also for me to do it again as well, because it was just, I had, 11 women chanting it with me, and when we stopped, it was like, whoa. I mean, it was palpable. We could feel that shift. Okay. So let's see what the tarot wants us to know. Yeah, I'd be curious to see if any of the cards come up that are in the article I wrote that are associated with the Aquarius, the sign of Aquarius and this full moon. One just jumped out. So we'll look at that as an overall, maybe for today. So Monday, Tuesday, what do we need to know besides this jumper card? Oh, okay. Wednesday, Thursday. What do we need to know for Wednesday, Thursday? Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It looks like this one. Give us a clarifier for the weekend. Okay. And I'm looking at the bottom of the deck too. Very interesting. Okay. For today and tomorrow, this was the one that jumped out, the Page of Pentacles. So this is definitely about new creative endeavor, a new idea, something new you want to study, something new you want to practice, something new you want to create. And then along with it, we got the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is all about working, crafting, mastering something that will bring you prosperity, that is bringing you prosperity, that is about, I mean, the literal meaning of this is making money, but I feel like, again, eight, this is about mastering, working with the source of the divine for whatever your creative manifestation you are birthing. And that's the theme for today and tomorrow. The theme for Wednesday, Thursday is the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles, we really get more of this being able to lean into our pleasure, into what we've already created, right? We've got, again, more pentacles, what we've created. Pentacles is earth energy. What have we physically created? And she's got the signs of Venus on her robe. I just noticed that. Women being the physical embodiment of Venus on earth, right? We are the vessel, the creative vessel of Venus, of the goddess. We are the divine in human form, the goddess in human form. So this is about really living that principle, embodying it in every way. So it could be about sharing your work. It could be about just taking a break from work, taking a break from I feel like I'm feeling like a third eye thing, like a break from not obsessive thinking, but just I'm feeling like this strong pulsing right here, like a unicorn horn coming out. Um, yeah, so it's less about putting out energy and more about retaining and holding energy. What is the energy that you want to be holding by Wednesday and Thursday? That's the energy you want to be generating now. That's what you want to be creating now through whatever creative work you're doing, spiritual work. You're bringing it into earthly manifestation and really being the embodiment of your work. So let that energy overflow from you. And the way to overflow is to not overdo things, to not be like, oh, okay, who do I need to please? Who do I need to reach out to? It's not reaching out energy. It's calling it in and soaking it in through and through every cell of your body as the embodiment of your precious, beautiful work. Okay. Very Venus oriented, creativity oriented. The Monday and Tuesday, it's more focused, right? Because I mean, look at how focused these people look. He's like really focused in on his one pentacle, and this guy's really focusing on each one that he's working on here. I have a beautiful little hummingbird friend that just came to say hi to us. And look at how she's looking. Is that a focused look? No, that's daydreaming. That's like being in reverie. ease. So maybe that, like, what are ways that you can let your body have ease? Maybe it's stretching and dance, napping, bathing, right? Do the bathing ritual that I sent for the full moon. Maybe I love all this Venus energy. So yeah, Pentacles is very much Venus energy. That's her sign, the Pentacle. Now, the weekend is a little different. The weekend, we have the Seven of Wands came out first. And as clarifier, we got the Hanged Man. The Seven of Wands has kind of a deflective energy, sometimes having a defense up, standing up for what you believe in. Hmm. I'm also feeling like this weekend you might be feeling people projecting onto you, giving you advice or wanting to somehow penetrate that barrier, like overstepping their boundaries maybe. So I feel like this Friday through Sunday is about like having really strong boundaries. And when people project on you, maybe there's feedback that you get about something that just, I don't know, maybe I feel like there's going to be some confusion around something, because we also on the bottom of the deck have the Seven of Cups, that there's this kind of smoke and mirrors going on. So maybe it's like the Seven of Wands is saying, stay in your truth, stand in your divine truth, and reflect out, or have a barrier up, not a barrier that doesn't let the right things penetrate, but just any sort of like confusing, weird energies. You might want to be like, nope, you stay behind the wall, right? I'm on the other side of this shield. So it's like not an impenetrable shield, because maybe sometimes we get good feedback, even though it's a projection, and we can take that in and not take it personally and go, okay, that's kind of interesting. Some of aspects of that are true, right? And then you take the truth out of it and learn from it, and it makes you stronger. This is, you're coming from a strong position when you're the Seven of Wands, right? And the Hanged Man is, I feel like, the hangman says a couple of things. The first thing that I'm getting here is sacrifice. What are you making sacred? Because you can't, this is Seven of Wands is like, this is not people pleaser energy, but there might be people who are like saying you've changed, or what are you doing differently, because maybe it's not comfortable to them anymore. And the hangman is saying, stay in suspension. It's not about doing something or even maybe being defensive about something. It's about holding space for yourself, and then allowing that other person or other people who might have the projections to just like, hey, here I am. I'm in my truth. And I'm hanging around here like the hanged man. I'm not going to be fighting anything. I'm not going to be defending myself. I just am. So, what are you making sacred, and how are you keeping your space filled with your own truth, right? Okay. So let's look a little bit at the astrology, because that was an interesting reading, because it kind of started off in a way that it felt very coherent, very kind of like a theme. And then by the end of the week, the theme changes a lot, right? The energy changes a lot from, to that wands, cups, hanged man energy. So things become a little bit more like, what's my energy and what's someone else's energy, and making sure that you have that clear for yourself, because the other person may not be clear, and that's not your problem. it is, you could hold compassion for them, but again, if they're projecting all over you, you just have to like put up that shield of light that like, this is who I am. I know there's a lot of political like craziness going on, so that might be part of it. So let's look at here. So Venus is going to hit the 17th degree of Virgo today. And this forms an opposition to Saturn in Pisces and a square to Jupiter and Mars in Gemini. Whew. So what we have here is definitely a T-square. So a T-square in the mutable signs. So the mutable signs are Virgo, Gemini, Pisces, and Sagittarius, okay? I don't know if anything's going on in Sagittarius right now. I'd have to see if there's maybe an asteroid body or something there. But basically, when we have Venus opposition to Saturn, Saturn wants to put limits, maybe wants to judge, maybe wants you to work harder for something than you thought you had to. Now, it's believed by astrologers that Venus is in her fall in Virgo. But if we also think of Virgo, Virgo is related to the Vestal Virgins. It's related to purity. Again, to Sarasvati. Maybe that's why I was picking up on the Sarasvati, because Sarasvati is very Virgo energy. You know, to me, Virgo is writing. It is the beauty in the details, right? Because it is, Virgo is a very balanced, symmetrical, beautiful sign. But on its shadow side, Virgo can be very critical of itself and of others, right? So maybe you receive criticism on a creative work or an idea, right? Because Virgo is also the mind. And I think we have a Mercury in retrograde right now in Virgo. I don't know when he's backing up towards Leo, so I'm not sure where exactly he is. I could run a chart in a little bit and look at it. So there could, even in friendships, lovers, love relationships, money, all these things that Venus rules, might come to a critical head, some kind of a crisis, maybe again, the Hanged Man, maybe just it all just kind of like hangs in stasis, right? Even though you've put all this energy into creating something so beautiful and embodying something so beautiful. Do your best to stay in that energy, right? Okay, no, Mercury is out of Libra, out of Virgo. He is in Leo right now. He moved into Leo on Sunday, yesterday. Vesta is a part of this. So part of this full moon in Aquarius with Mercury in Leo, again, we have another opposition here. Mercury is opposite the full moon because the full moon's in Aquarius, right? Leo and Aquarius are on opposite sides of the zodiac wheel. And then we have Vesta, the Vestal Virgin, is actually conjunct Mercury. Got it. Because Mercury, we had a Mercury Cazimi yesterday as well. So Mercury and the sun came together. So when that happens, a planet is really exalted. It becomes the king, right? So Mercury and the sun, the soul king, came together yesterday. It looks like it was around 7 o'clock in Pacific time. So when this happens, and it was also conjunct the asteroid Vesta, the Vestal Virgins, the fire of the central hearth, which is, what is it that you are putting creative fire into, right? What is the center of your own creative fire? And how are you communicating that? Mercury, how are you? And that could be Mercury has to also do with commerce, communications, travel. Uranus is in Taurus, which is square the full moon. So we have an Aquarius full moon square to Uranus, also on Algol, which is the Medusa star, right? That's the head of Medusa. Whew. There's very heavy energy here. It's like energy that wants to purify, bring things into balance. So this could be about a rebellion. This could be about your own rebellion, but on a world scale, on a collective scale, rebellion, protest energy. So there's a lot going on today and this week. Let's see. I think I might write more as part of the Patreon, when I want to kind of look at, I didn't run a chart for today. I do want to look at that and kind of see what else could be going on. But I think for every single sign, we are all getting hit by a square or an opposition in many parts of our chart, it looks like today. So, and this week, but the concentration is today and tomorrow. But how it plays out by the end of the week, that's where we get that Hanged Man, the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Cups, right? We have two sevens. Seven to me is the auric energy body. It has to do with shield. So the thing that we have to remember is having proper perspective around shielding, because a lot of times what happens when somebody attacks us or feels like someone's attacking us or coming at us with criticism, which could be very Virgo, square, Venus stuff going on here, our auric field collapses and it tries to protect our heart because that's what it thinks its job is. Now, the problem is then you can't receive anything in the heart area, and your auric field is not protecting the rest of your body and the rest of the chakras. So all kinds of shit can come at you. This is what we don't want to do. So you want to really, when you feel like, oh shit, I'm shutting down and I'm armoring, and especially as women, we get attacked so much in that area. And men do too. I can't, but I know as women, there's this real thing called feminine armoring. I did a video about it, I think 2 or 3 years ago. I need to go back and look at it because I think it's going to, some of those lessons may really apply to us this week. The feminine armoring. If you collapse that field and wrap it around your heart, nothing's going to get into your heart, or you know what I mean, that's its purpose, to protect. But it's protecting to a point of blowing everything else open, too open. So then your crown chakra might just shut down. Your sixth chakra might shut down. Your throat might shut down, right? And then when none of these things are connecting, guess what happens? Your solar plexus, your personal power, gone. Your creative sacral chakra, that pleasure, the creativity, the flow, shut off. What then? The root. That is like survival energy. So that when that gets collapsed too, what happens? We really go into fear, and that's kind of what a lot of these outer powers that be in the patriarchy want us to go into fear. So again, when you feel like this, that auric field is like, protection, protection, don't let it collapse. Really visualize yourself taking up space with pride, with love, like just beam out your love, beam out that Venus energy, which is like, I am love, but I'm not going to put up with anybody's bullshit, right? Love does not mean you have to put up with people's bullshit, right? So look at it. What is the strength of my love? What is the strength of my creativity? And I am this, and you're setting down that energy anchor so that your seventh energy body does not collapse. You do not want your seventh energy body to collapse. Okay. Yeah, I did. After I meditated under the full moon last night, I danced. I put on some burlesque music and just other belly dance music, and I was dancing all over my room and getting shaking energy out of my body. So I feel like last night I really was channeling in a lot of what I'm talking about now. I just, didn't really know it until I was letting it out of my fifth chakra, communicating it. Yeah. I'm probably going to need to do my ritual bath as well. And would love to hear any comments from you about how this week flows for you. It's going to be super intense. And just know that you are loved and held in this group. Anyways, I'm going to jump off. It's been about a half hour, a little more than a half hour. And I want you to go ahead and start your day. I'll start mine. But, this week, let's all like stay in touch in our Telegram group and be really like, together, supportive, giving each other that space to breathe, to speak our truth, because it's going to be really important this week. Let's see anything else. So if you're watching this and you're not a member of the Patreon group yet, it's $7 per month and you get a 7-day free trial to start, to check it out. And part of that is you get 50% off my workshops and classes. And you also get access to an amazing Telegram community, which is called the Mythic Mansion. And yeah, come join us if you really enjoyed and got benefit out of what I shared with you today. You're going to get more of it. We do this every Monday. We also do additional like readings and activations and meditations. And there's a whole archive of spell work and dream work and Akashic Records work. There's a ton of material that's already been archived for you in this membership. So I hope you join us. Okay, wishing you a very transformative and powerful week. Keep breathing. Don't let your seventh energy body, your auric body, collapse. Take good care of it. Take good care of yourself. Rest if you need to. Remember this beautiful, let's see if I can, Agar's Wood. I think it's Eden is the name. Eden Botanicals. Use your essential oil allies. This is oud, also called oud, and I also have a beautiful by Shuyedo Japanese incense. You could light incense. I also have this amazing copal and Palo Santo incense by okay, I'm going to grab it because I think it's important. This is a really good one. It's called Ispala. It's Peruvian incense. That's the company. And this particular one is Palo Santo and Copal. It's called Connection. I like one incense stick lasts multiple weeks for me because they're, like I said, they're very concentrated and really strong. Like I burned it for maybe 10 minutes and look at how much of the stick is left. It's like, it's great. let's see. Yeah, ispalaincense.com. They're on Facebook. There you go. I highly recommend it. Okay, much love, everyone. Bye for now.